Hey guys, welcome back. This is Blue Forest. So today I just wanted to do a bit of a review of the game. It's been out for about a week again now, and I've been playing over the past few days. I had a break from work, so I've been able to play a bunch over the last couple days, just kind of refamiliarize myself with the game. So I just wanted to give you my initial impressions, and then we'll also do some foraging, just because I want to see what the forge rewards are. I don't know if they're identical as before, or if they've changed. They may have changed because some other important things in the game have changed. And so, like I said, I've been playing a decent amount, and I worked my way through some of the story. I did complete but not explore Act 1, and then I've been working my way through Act 2. Act 2 will be a little bit challenging on the hard lanes, just because some of the bots have 4 or 5K ratings, and most of us are using 2 and 3 star bots, so you can take your time with it. If you've been playing though, you will see that a lot of the content is time locked, and it looks like they are going to be releasing everything on some sort of a schedule. So we have Act 1 and then Act 2, Chapter 1. Chapter 2 will come out in about a week, and then Chapter 3 in 3 weeks, and then Chapter 4 in 5 weeks. So it looks like this is going to be a very gradual progression where they're releasing new content, at least in the story anyway, every couple of weeks. We do have 6 acts. We had 4 before. There are 6. I mean, it does look like they've at least mapped it out. So you'll see with Act 6, you'll get Necro by completing it. You'll get Tronus for completing Act 5. I do wonder if that means there will no longer be a Titan store. Not sure. But it looks like they have mapped it out, which is the good news. Though you have to bear in mind that it is going to take a while, it seems like, for all of this content to be unveiled, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. It seems like this is going to be coming out over a period of months. So if you are going to play again, or if you are playing again, you do need to be patient. We're not going to have enormous amounts of content right away. At least that's how it seems. Now, the one thing that a lot of us do have questions about is the fact that Mike did say on Discord that the server there will be inactive and shut down, which means that all updates, all announcements, everything is going to come through the game itself. And now I don't play Netflix games. I don't know how they update their games, what their sort of philosophy is. The only sort of downside with this is the fact that it seems like we're going to have zero contact with the devs. We're not going to have any way to ask them questions. So I hope that Netflix does take this stuff seriously, and that they will be updating this game, regularly, so forth and so on. We're just going to have to see. If any of you do play Netflix games and you know how they go about things, I would love to know, because I really have no idea. But otherwise, though, it's definitely been fun playing again. Beyond the story, though, we have arenas, and the rewards for the milestones are actually decent to help you build up some shards and stuff. Most of us don't have much of a team yet, so you're not going to be able to get, gazillions of points. Raids, they'll be very easy right now because nobody has much of a base, but you will see, for example, that the raid store is very different. They're now selling these relics for very large amounts of raid chips, so you're going to have to raid quite a lot in order to get any of these. The relic tickets do still exist. You can see the icon on the top. But one form of content we don't have right now, which you've probably seen, is time slides. And time slides were kind of the bane of our existence for the last couple of years of the previous iteration of the game, because that's pretty much all we got for a long time. I don't know if they plan on doing time slides again or not. Right now we have Fog, which is actually going to end today, and then they do have this Mirage Gauntlet. I did go through it. It was fine. It's good practice, because I'm definitely rusty after not playing for 4 months or whatever. This gauntlet rewards with mostly bot chips and a little bit of energon, but the bot chips are actually useful right now for picking up bots, since most of us are just using 2 and 3 star bots, so you can get a decent amount of bot chips if you want to do this gauntlet. This gauntlet is not timestamped, so I don't know how long it'll be here, but it's here for now if you want to go through it. Now, the one thing I really do hope they do soon is release Alliance missions again, and I really hope it's a new map, because we were playing on that same map before for, 2 or 3 years. I do hope they release AMs again soon, not only because AMs are always so important, but because if they don't, people are going to run out of things to do, right? Because right now we have a bit of the story, and we have a couple other game modes that are not going to be that helpful for a while until we start building up bigger teams. So I do hope that AMs will be started again, hopefully in the next couple weeks, but, obviously we have no idea. I would recommend to all of you, though, that regardless, if you are playing again, I would recommend getting into an alliance because they are already running alliance events. The rewards are actually pretty decent. You're getting energon, bot chips, shards, things like that, which are actually pretty helpful, and you can get some pretty decent rewards just by being in an alliance and completing, the objectives and all of that. And I also noticed, by the way, that they are starting to give out shards for things like 4 and 5 star bots now. I did get 1,000 4-star bot shards for the last Alliance event. So this is probably going to take some time. I think it's going to be quite a while before we have 5-star bots, unless they do something new. But the point is that this is definitely going to be a slow, gradual progression unless something dramatically changes soon. So that's the one thing I would just caution all of you on. It's a great game. It's just as fun as it was before. But if you're expecting to just kind of come back into the game and build up a huge roster and complete everything super quickly, you're going to be disappointed. So it seems like this is going to be something that is unveiled over time. Probably over the course of months, we will be getting, larger amounts of content and everything. In terms of the gameplay, it is basically identical to before. And the good thing about that is that it's just as fun. It's fast paced. It's that sort of addictive gameplay that we had from the previous iteration of the game. That's very much the same. The downside is that the bugs, things like air punch, projectiles going through opponents, the opponents blocking specials at the end of combos, things like that, that's all still there. All of it. So, that's very annoying. But if you can live with that, you'll still have a lot of fun playing. If that's just going to drive you crazy, maybe you'd want to, just skip the game this time. So those kinds of bugs have definitely not been fixed. However, I have personally, anyway, found I have very minimal lag, a little bit of lag if I'm playing for a while, and then other little annoying things from before, like in the past when you would, click on a relic, it would often crash the game. It's not doing that. I haven't had any crashing of any kind. I haven't had any network issues. So I think they may have worked on a couple of the bugs, but the gameplay bugs are basically identical to what they were before. And so with all that said, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of foraging. I have built up a little bit of a roster. I bought a bunch of 3 stars just to, give myself some bots, and I maxed out both Chromia and Ironhide. So we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit of foraging here. I just want to forge my 2-star Chromia into my 3-star because I want to see what the rewards are. So my 2-star Chromia is maxed out and she's awakened. So that'll give me 16 forge levels. So it looks like the progression's the same, right? This will unlock forge 100 and then et cetera, et cetera. So let's just see what this does when we forge the 2-star into the 3-star. Okay, let's see. Okay, that looks the same as before. And that is the same as before. Okay, so you got, a little bit of ore and gold, and then you got the 3-star bot shards. Okay, so forging is the same as before, and that's fine. I didn't necessarily expect it to be different, but I thought it could be, just because of the fact that one thing you may have seen is that the rank up progression is also different, right? The sparks needed to rank up bots have changed, right? So for example, if I were to want to take Dead End from rank 3 to rank 4, you now need T3 sparks and a T3 alpha in order to rank up a 3-star, right? We used to use the T3 alpha for 5-star bots, and the T3C sparks used to be for 4 and 5-star bots. Now they're using them for 3-star bots. And if you've done the arenas or if you've taken a look at like the Alliance rewards, you may have seen that we now have, I think, T5C, and it used to end at T4C, and I think there's a new alpha spark as well. So they've clearly changed the sort of rank up progression. It's going to be a little bit slower now, most likely. And we'll just have to see what their plans are with 4 and 5-star bots once we start getting them. So it's not the exact same rank up schedule as it was in the past. The good thing is, though, you may have seen this. If you didn't, this is important, is you can get most of these sparks in the store for a pretty cheap amount of energon, right? So you can get the the T3 basic for 30 energon, the T3C for 40. You can get a T3 alpha for 75. It's not a lot of energon. So if you want to do some rank ups without having to grind too much, you can just come in here, spend a little bit of energon. That's been nice. And they are giving us a decent amount of energon. We're getting it from the calendar. They have this welcome calendar, the monthly calendar, alliance, et cetera, just like before. And they're getting us decent amounts of energon and things like the alliance events. So you can rack up a pretty nice chunk of energon just by playing, which is really good. And I will say, finally, that, not having the ads and the in-app purchases, like not being bombarded to buy, sparks for $100 and all of that nonsense, that's all gone. And that's really, really nice. So overall, I'm really happy. Like I said, the gameplay is exactly the same, which has its upsides and its downsides. It's a very different progression to the game. It's a very different progression to ranking up bots. There are no Bayverse bots, but we do have Chromia and Dead End. It's still very, very fun. It is working really well. We just have a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to how Netflix is planning to, unroll things over time. And so anyway, that's my review of the game after playing for a few days. I'm excited. I really want to see what they do with the game, and I hope it'll be a lot of fun, and I hope that there'll be a significant amount of content coming, even if it does happen slowly and gradually. All right? So I hope all of you are well. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you're ranking anybody up. Until we talk again, take care, and we will be in touch again soon.